I'm catching up to all the Makee Desad pictures in the chat, which is great.
Why am I not surprised the Corsican Brothers is Richie?
Well, it's that one, and then, unfortunately, it's my only Cheech and Chong movie that I actually like. The other one is the Cheech Marin movie where he's trying to run the border for Mexico.
Born in East LA.
Yeah.
Right. But that's Solo, so.
Yeah, other than that, I don't really like the rest of the stuff.
Okay, are we we're live?
Yep.
Okay, welcome back. So, you guys are gathered around the chapbook that has a message from Colette written in on its back page. So, the message itself, as you read it, Doctor, seems to be, it reads like a journal entry, like she's addressing it to herself, and it seems on its surface to be kind of a long, self-pitying scrawl about her plight and how, her future seems dark and uncertain. You notice that she uses a lot of allusion to religious texts and like martyred figures in it. And you realize that once you're finished reading, that the entire thing doesn't actually contain any information that would help you. It all seems to be very simple and self-serving.
But you see, the allusions to martyred figures are all actually hints and clues, because if you happen to know who they are, they will indicate plans of action or pieces of information she wants to convey.
Quite possibly. We should roll for it.
I mean, I know
she's being self-pitying, and this is a journal entry, and she kind of missed the message. I mean,
missed the point.
I mean, if I can go ahead and pretend that there's a plan, I'll be happier.
Yeah, right. Well, I was thinking, to discern a secret message, if there is one, would be mind, academics, and inquiry. And because of the religious nature, if you can think of anything else that would help here.
Oh, I'll get to that right there. So 1d10 for academics, and we got inquiry as well, which is an additional 1d6. Let's see. Research would be the first one. I'm not necessarily in a library looking all this up. I'm kind of doing it off of memory, aren't I?
Yeah, it's not the act of researching, but it's depending on the knowledge you would have gained from researching. I feel like that might be covered by academics, though.
Okay, so we won't go ahead and add in that d12. Let's go ahead and start scrolling the list. I'm insider with the blessed. If she made any allusion to the blessed religion in here, that would count. But this sounds more like she's invoking Salumare.
Yeah. She's leaning on her religious training.
But you mean Lutherism, right?
Side.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's
her
one of
particular brand.
Oh yeah, well,
right.
She's a what is it called? Not Peloponnesian, is it? No, that's what the hell's my brain gone?
No, I know, and I was trying to think of the word too, and I can never remember. We can look it up.
That's sort of the P,
it would probably claim piety, though, which has a similar purpose here.
Okay.
But we are, of course, thinking the same things. We are of the same mind.
Yeah. Okay. I can give that to you.
We are also both specialists in magic. I have mystic with white magic here, somewhere on the sheet, I swear. There it is.
Oh, I know.
That might possibly count if she is also making allusions to, like, mystical things that are capable of happening that I can interpret as well.
Pelaginesian,
right? Yep. I don't think there's any reference to mystical stuff in here. It's all very academic. It's very historical reference. So I'm gonna say no for that.
Okay, then I have my dice pool. Let's go ahead and roll.
Looking for two successes.
My big brain and academics help not at all. However, the fact that I am biased seems to help a lot. However, I do have one there. What is my reroll for academics? I bet it's medicine. It sure is medicine.
You know, everyone else has papped their personality today, it seems.
So this is a code, and she did write it in a hurry. Is one success going to be enough to interpret it, or should I roll personality?
One success will convince you that there is a code here, but you can't see its ultimate meaning.
So I have to get a second success here, so I will go ahead and tap into my evangelical personality. This is what I'm about. Do I really not know what I'm talking about? The answer is yes, I don't.
Well, the answer was yes, you don't.
Ouch.
So the only thing left then would be to say, is there anyone nearly as smart as I am in inquiry and academics who could possibly give me an assist roll to figure out this code to get a second success? Does anyone have at least a die in academics or inquiry?
I do, but I'm not there.
And
Who has piety?
I am here, and I actually have dice on this.
Then if you were to claim rote for this to assist me, I'll just roll the d8.
Once again, I can't in good conscience claim rote because I've never read a secret code written by a drama queen abbess before.
It's a highly specific thing. But
hey, don't talk about her that way.
Oh, no.
So, while I find this to be a compelling read, I mean, like, I think Anushka would wow, I had no idea her life was so tragic, and I feel so sorry for her, and I would really mood over all of that, and I am no help.
Yeah, I
Sir
think you guys
Connor
might have to take the loss on this one. Oh, there's still Connor.
Yeah. We have Sir Connor. Do you have any inquiry?
I do not.
Do you have any academics?
I do not.
Do any of your followers?
Wait, does inquiry also apply to this role?
Yes, inquiry and academics.
Hold on, I have another die.
What about piety?
Ha! You have a D8 bonus from me, from my
God.
We have the D8.
I have inquiry, because I know people.
It still doesn't but it's still no help.
I think it's fate, you guys. I think this one is just a mystery to be
information,
unsolved.
but it might take me longer. I might have to actually go and research this then.
William's pulling out his scales. I can't figure it out.
Yep. I think in this case, you're like, she's getting at something, but you can't tell what exactly it is. The message is too obscure, too coded in religious reference. And although you are a saint, you're a very pious individual, Doctor. Maybe it's been a while since the last time you caught up on the many, many volumes of history regarding your chosen faith. So
these memes are from 2002. I don't get these anymore.
Right?
What's a rage face?
So okay, you guys are left a little bit on the back foot now. You know that tomorrow Adris has been invited on a hunt. Presumably that means that the royal family will be out of the building, which might give you some leeway. I love so what is it that you guys want to do? You've probably got another 6 hours before it is daylight. The days are short here this time of the year. But Adris, you're gonna probably have a very late breakfast, sort of a hangover cure breakfast, and I imagine the hunt would take place in the afternoon. That's the next thing that's on the books anyway.
Well, I don't have a headache. I worked an honest day's work. Perhaps some of these codes and stuff would make more sense if we took them to somebody who could explain them to us. We're on good relations with the local Summer Church, right? Even though they're like a shack, right?
Kind of. The current priest there is a little bit pissed off at the doctor for guilt-tripping him into taking care of the goat. So you might find some resistance, but...
Yeah,
but it is still there, and he does at least have like a book or two.
I'm sure if we asked him nicely, he'd help us. We can be nice. After all, the doctor here is very nice. You can just smell him.
He's just so
You can smell the niceness. So yeah, let's go ahead and attempt to be nice to them and see if they're willing to cooperate.
Well, we can let these guys sleep, but I mean, because you don't have a hangover, right? You didn't get too drunk.
I'm nocturnal. I'm fine until morning.
Yeah.
I'm still at the keep, right?
You're still at the keep, I imagine.
Yeah,
I
imagine I passed out
you up in a room.
Yeah, I imagine I passed out there, same with everybody else. And
I guess it's me. I guess Connor came back with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Connor was pretending to be a servant with you, so. And you
Connor...
can continue working at the castle as you mentioned.
Okay.
Once we have a plan anyway.
Yeah, I'll come with you, and we'll just maybe they can give you the assist bonus that will carry you over. I mean, that's one way I like to do. This is the thing I like as a narrative thing in Ironclaw, which is, well, this didn't make any sense to us. If only we get an assist bonus from someone who knows what they're doing. Let's go find someone who knows what they're doing, ask them some questions, and get that Law and Order D8 assist bonus. And make
or go to the local library and say, well, now that I have the chance to research, I'll actually roll that die.
Unfortunately, we've seen what passes for the local library.
It's not great, right?
So we'll go ahead and ask the guy for advice. And if he gives you any guff, then I'll make big sad eyes at him.
So
okay.
What's the guffage?
I mean, he is going to give you some guff as you approach there the following day. You can see that Father Zachary was his name. Seems to be pulling his fur out. When he sees you, you can see that there's barely concealed anger in his eyes. And he says, yes, good. You've come to reclaim your lost child here. I won't have him here another minute. Look at what he's done to my chapbooks. And he holds up a printed pamphlet that has a large bite taken out of it. Yeah.
I'll just kind of like look at the little goat and go, is this true?
He looks up at you with the big puppy dog eyes. But he
I'll go
once
ahead and
again
take one
does
of
not
my
seem to comprehend.
chapbooks, and I'm just gonna like hold it out and just see if he takes a big chunk of it.
He looks at you. He looks at the chapbook. He looks at Zachary. He looks at you. He looks at the chapbook. There's a tense moment, but no, he doesn't go for it.
Wait, that's the one with the code in it.
Wait, not that one. Yeah. Zachary says, look, now he plays the saint. This little monster he didn't sleep a wink all night. He rifled through my books. He has eaten holy scripture. He won't say a word when addressed. He's barely a sentient person. He's no better than a beast. I would be in my right mind to turn him over to the Baron and let him have his fun with the poor creature.
Well, I will be taking him off your hands. Don't worry about that. I just needed somewhere for him to be for a short while. My business still needs to be concluded in town, but I think I can maybe work things out right now. But I came here because I had some questions I needed help with. And of course, the sooner I can get them answered, the sooner I can leave with our little child here. Our little kid.
Well then, I suppose we make haste. Is there anything that I can do to assist you? I assume that is why you've come here. As you can see, we haven't much in the ways of books or of sacraments. I don't know if there's what even a sacrament means in this context, but he says our resources are limited. What is it that you need?
Well, I needed some more information on some other saints, because I can't quite seem to grasp some of the natures of these stories, or at least I haven't heard them in like 20 years. I was hoping maybe someone else would happen to know about them, and you seemed like the person to ask.
And he asks what this is in regards to specifically, like why would knowledge of saints be pressing in this case?
Well then, I must confess, I will be honest to you in all regards. Poor Colette is my friend, and she is up in that castle, and she has given me a coded message. I worry for her safety, and it is of utmost importance that I make sure that she is safe.
The hostage abbess. All right, well then, let me see. Are you going to show him, or are you just going to ask him specifics about the saints?
I think having admitted it, I will go ahead and show him the text to help illuminate what's going on.
He says, oh dear. Oh my. After studying it for quite a while, he will say, I do believe there is perhaps some sort of other meaning to this.
Yes, and I've been mulling over it for some time. What does this one mean? Damok and Shalon at Tanag. I can't remember that one.
Okay. Well, he's going to look at you and he's going to say, all right, on the condition that you leave with the goat child before nightfall today, I will help you with this. I'll see what I can do.
Of course, I can agree. He will return to my custody, and you never will have to deal with him nibbling anything again.
All right. He shoots a look at the goat. The goat just seems oblivious. He looks back to you and he says, "Fine, let me see what I can do."
Meanwhile, I'll whisper to the little kids, I could never believe you would do anything like that.
Yeah, the goat. I think the goat is. What he does is when you whisper into him, he looks at you and then he tugs on your sleeve and then he points at his mouth, and making it clear that he's hungry.
I will go ahead and take a biscuit I have stolen from the feast.
Oh, nice. Okay,
and just gently place it into his mouth.
Oh, perfect. He scarfs it. He doesn't even.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Okay, so in the meanwhile, let's see. This guy, I will say I'm not going to roll for him. He will give you a bonus D8. So if you want to make one more roll with a D8 to get this second success.
Come on, you have to have the proper obscure mountain lore for this. Finally, he finds it. He has the one cryptic book that he actually got from Eleuterus 10 years ago that's been collecting dust. He pulls it out and goes, oh, right, in this edition, he doesn't die. He actually goes home and burns everyone with nets.
Oh, perfect. Yes, beautiful. He says, yep, based on this, this is the completed, non-abridged tale. There were actually many other volumes regarding this particular saint, blah, blah, blah. And with this knowledge refreshed in your mind,
they really cut out the beach scene, huh?
Yeah. So now, rather than try to be super clever about this, I'm just going to tell you the basic message that you glean from this double meaning. Specifically that what Colette is trying to express to you, near as you can tell, is that her bounty has been paid, or a deal has been struck with the Baron in Bruges, and that she has 3 days. This is from the legend. There was 3 nights of whatever, but there's 3 days before they're going to transport her to Bruges, where she will be a political hostage, possibly. And at this point, it's unclear. It's up to interpretation. She thinks that it's possible that she could be sold back in exchange for certain concessions, war concessions, but it's also possible she'll just be burned as the stake in an effort to demoralize the enemy faction, you can say. But She's quite certain 3 days before she leaves here, which means that your timetable has moved up some.
Right. We are on a time limit now.
Yeah.
But that's important information to know before we waste a whole week not doing anything about it.
Why would they pay to have her? Why would they pay her ransom?
Well, so actually, I shouldn't speak. I don't know how much of this you've already heard.
The Baron was selling it to people in Bruges, for his own political clout. And
I imagine
are doing it because they have alternative motives, like doing the hostage return, or making an example of her.
I mean, one of the funnier comments, or here I'm being cynical again. One of the better comments by Ironclaw is you can't spend money on magic items. What else do you spend it on? You spend it on expensive ransoms for embarrassing political prisoners.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right. This puts us in a bind. This means that if we release her, this guy already has spent or has already received a large reward, which means, first of all, we'll be breaking local law.
Mm-hmm.
So that will make us criminals in this domain. And secondly, that means because he received money for her, that means he's willing to spend money to get her back, a considerable amount of money to get her back. So this is we ran from Three Corners Fort and people didn't bother to come after us because there was no bounty for us. This is, if we rescue her and they know it's us, they will put a bounty out for her recapture.
So what I'm hearing here is that we should rob him as well.
There you go.
I have to have that 1,000-yard stare as like, because Anushka's like brain is starting to strip gears. Like, so this is a holy man and a saint. You said that out loud. Did I hear him correctly? Is there something wrong? Like, I'm just not understanding. After like they start turning again, it would be like,
As a man who once spent a bit of his early career as a thief, I do believe occasionally in forgiveness. And I'm sure eventually we'll be forgiven if we flee very far away.
Is that even an amount of money you could carry?
We only got one success. Well, first of all, it might not be liquid money. Well, actually, it would have to be liquid money because he's making. Well, no, he's making the deal with the Lord of Bruges. So it might not even be like lucre. It might be promissory,
Sure.
Because he made a promise to somebody of the same nation. Therefore, even during wartime, promissory notes would still carry. That said, some of it could be. But I think the major obstacle to that is neither Connor nor myself know where they keep the valuables. And we don't know where the treasure room or the safe room. Connor got one success and I got none.
Right. I suppose you could spend some time attempting to do so if we wanted to defund him in his attempts to find us later. But otherwise, we do have a pressing bit of time. We should focus on the primary goal.
Yeah, our goal is to get her out of there. And does she know when she's being remanded?
3 days.
3 days.
3 days. That's what I thought.
Which
is before the next party. You think they would time it at the same party, but it might also be there is a war going on, so there might be some expediency. It might also be that they're coming with a large. Well, yeah, but they're coming in 3 days to come pick her up. That gives us 3 days to break her out, and we have to get the hell out of here.
Right, we do want an escape route, and that's something we should consider.
Going
back into the woods is possible, but I feel that they're comfortable there.
Well, this is their domain. They're going to have local area knowledge, which is going to cause huge problems because they'll get extra D12s to find us.
If we go north into the mountains, it'll be rougher terrain. They couldn't chase us as quickly. And maybe eventually we'll lose them.
Well, we got two problems with that. First of all, like, that's Chevernet's domain, which, they would arrest us and probably sell us back. Why wouldn't they? Mm-hmm. Or worse. And secondly, technically the mountains are claimed by the Doloro. They don't actually assert dominion over it, but opinion is they claim to be their own port. So you'd have to run northwest to get out of their domain. And if you look at the map, we'd have to keep going for a long time before we got anywhere nearly civilized. And I don't think we're that welcome in Phelan domain in the first place.
They were hospitable.
Yeah, but I mean...
I can at least speak the language there.
No, I think what makes more sense is to get to the river. Because if we can get to the river and get a boat on the river, then we can, head downriver south towards Triskellion.
I do remember the last time we were on a river, though.
What, we killed a bunch of people?
No, I remember when we had to sell off the cart to the cart and Connor
got
ransomed.
We don't have a cart this time, so we can just get a boat.
I mean, that river is
so they'll
controlled.
Just kill us this time.
That river is controlled by the Doloro anyway.
Well, yeah, but everything around here is controlled by the Doloro.
Well, no, remember the Triskellion are supposed to control it, but the Doloro we'll just handle that for you.
Right. But I mean, it would at least be, because also the other thing I'm worried about is the obstacle of how fast we can go. We can only go as fast as Colette can walk. And so getting either a wagon or a boat will allow us to travel faster. I guess we could steal a wagon from this town. If we can get a wagon, I can drive. I think Connor can still drive.
If there happens to be one in the castle while you're there, I mean, maybe that could be our way out.
Tricky, because we have to do a double break of both stealing from the stable and getting her out of the tower. And I'm assuming they're on opposite sides of the manor.
A real Ocean's 11.
There are a lot of complications to all this.
I'm not saying it's impossible, because another advantage we have is we can split up into two teams, because we have Team Second Story, which would probably be me and Connor's a raccoon, right?
D4 raccoon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Right, Connor's a crafty raccoon. I was thinking, you're a raccoon, so you can climb, right?
Technically.
Remember the last time you almost fell out of a tree and died?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of who would be. But we can't have the doctor on second story because you're anti-stealth.
Very much so. I could maybe be inconspicuous, but not sneaky.
Yeah, what smells saintly in here? I'm compelled to walk towards it. Yeah, so breaking them out, I think it would be me and Connor, actually. Connor and I can pass for servants so we can get pretty close. And we can also, if we need to get rough, we can get rough. So we could go break her out. She's got a locked door. Connor, how buff are you?
Let me see. D12 body and improved strength.
Connor could force the door. Okay, while I could provide moral support while you force the door.
There will be at least 2 guards there, but I believe that should be plenty enough for Connor to handle.
We could subdue the guards. Mm-hmm. And the hard part is if we sneak in there as servants, we would have to smuggle our gear in. Fortunately, our gear's not concealable, but it's also not entirely huge. Connor and I fight with light weapons. So we could smuggle that in and get in there. We just wouldn't bring the guns. Meanwhile,
it seems like the armor would be the hardest thing.
We wouldn't be wearing armor. I mean, that's it. Because if we're wearing armor, we're not servants.
Well, no, I meant smuggling it in.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't smuggle the armor, and I'd smuggle the weapons and just be done with it. You get a big bundle, put some fencing swords in it, and sneak that in. We'd also have to somehow suit up and then wander through the place armored. No, we'd have to get in there. We'd have to do it light. We'd have to get in there, get the wagon, and I think Team Wagon would be like you two.
No,
because you could secure the wagon.
Well, I think in this Ocean's 11 scenario that I'd be playing the role of Danny Ocean, which is distraction.
What's your distraction?
The hunt.
Well, if you guys do it during the hunt, then yeah.
That actually makes a lot of sense. You could go on the hunt and try to prolong it. Are you skilled at deceit?
I have a D4 at deceit.
That's more than nothing. The nice part is that's a favored use and botch insurance. That's what I love
how we're all just so nice and we're only just now getting deceit dice.
Right. Okay.
Terrible.
So you would go prolong the hunt. I think, the doctor, you're good with animals. That D8 bonus applies to animals.
This is true. So I can go ahead and make sure we have our vehicle readied.
We haven't mentioned our regulars yet. What's our crew?
Mine released. Remember? I specifically asked about the whole overkill thing and everything like that, specifically because I thought they would leave as soon as we got here, and they did.
Yeah, but they're religious nuts that may hang around.
I mean, they're
in town, but they're not part of my regular set anymore. I don't currently have a regular set anymore.
Honestly, but you could roll for another one. It's been
honestly, I think you would recruit new ones because also by definition, pilgrims go to a place and then they're not pilgrims anymore. They got there. So yeah,
well, I would think if I was rolling a new set, it would be from the people I was going on a hunt with because those are the people I'm spending time with. I'm literally stayed in the keep all day. I'm only hanging around the people I'm going to the hunt with anyway. There's nobody else around.
Well, technically, what I think you'd be doing is when you say the hunt, not the other nobles, but poaching their servants.
Yeah, like I said, well, the servants are going on the hunt.
Okay.
That's what I just mean. Tangential people around me.
And that makes sense. And also you would prepare for the hunt because we have a couple days before it happens, right?
No, it's today. It's literally a couple hours after.
We're gonna break her out. So we're gonna break her out tonight. All right. Well, you try to find some people. I mean, there'll be lots of people there.
That's why I said if you're doing it now, because literally the party happened, and then afternoon of the next day, the hunt happens.
I'm thinking there's no time like the present. Let's just do it. You recruit some people there. Connor, what's your crew?
Well, I had 2 horse soldiers. I could go for new ones.
If you'd like to disband and re-roll the
Well, 2 soldiers would be good because they could at least like I'm wondering who we should send on get the wagon, because right now we have a problem where we just have the armadillo guy all by his lonesome trying to not only steal a carriage, but he has to dress the carriage too. He has to like get the animals and hook them up and then ride them out. Something he has no skill in doing.
I mean, vehicles count still for that.
You do actually. You have vehicles. You could do that. So we can either keep the soldiers or ditch them. It sounds like Connor wants to finding some locals who will help us with this is not unreasonable. We have been here a week. So okay. So what I'm hearing is you 2 guys want to try and get new irregulars.
Potter is going to help the doctor with the wagon because he has Teamster.
Well,
Potter works.
I think it's you and me. Connor and Anushka should go break her out of jail. Meanwhile, the doctor and your entourage and your ally steal the wagon at the same time. So you would have to come with me because I can't break them out solo. I can't get that door open.
Oh no, I never suggested that Connor do this. I thought I said Potter. I might have.
Potter, my bad. What is Potter a teamster?
He has animal handling.
Oh, that sold. Potter and Potter and the Doc are on stealing team. They both can handle vehicles and animals. While you're on the hunt, so your goal is to distract them on the hunt to keep them there as long as possible, and then once it's done, steal away. We'll pick a random rendezvous spot. I'll get out the map and find a random spot that we can rendezvous at, so we can pick up Theta.
Red, question.
Yeah, what's up?
Sounds good.
Since I have to roll for my irregulars.
Yes.
Right.
Are there any criminals amongst this group?
Oh, are there any criminals?
Do you have Streetwise?
Yes, I have Streetwise. That's why I'm going down the list to see what could aid me here.
Because you could hire criminals who could come with us. I mean, yeah, it might be like, we don't know who this guy is. They'd vouch for him.
Are you still choosing from among the hunting party? Because
from among the people that are here. I mean, they might have a criminal background. That's why I'm asking.
It's possible. There might be some ex-criminals, but it wouldn't be more than like one person might have a shady past.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, Streetwise is literally only going to be rolling for one person anyway. It's one die, which means I'd only find one person with it.
Sure, I like that logic.
All right.
Then, yeah.
Anybody down for some mid-afternoon drinking? Carousing?
You know what? I'm going to say hair of the dog, right? I'm sure you could find someone who's nursing a hangover who would be more than happy to,
Anybody down for a little hanky-panky grill action?
Whoa.
Seduction?
Seduction as well? Oh my goodness. I mean, you've got your hands full, man, but yes, it's going to be a very busy morning for you.
So you're hiring your drunk ex-lovers. Great.
Drunk philanderers.
Criminal
You
drunk
ought to have known
ex-lovers.
by the time you met me the first time is I take anybody I can get. I don't think fast talk works on this because this is for a longer term than 5 minutes. So, yeah, I think that's everything I got right now.
Still, that's a lot of angles.
That says ally. The ally is only the 2. I just didn't put everything else on the next row.
That's fine.
I have a lot of gossip dice and those 3 extra things.
Nice.
So it's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think my favorite use of gossip is anything. No, it is Gang of Irregulars, so I'll re-roll that to D8.
Nice.
And it didn't matter. So I go, what did I say, 5? 5. That's what you guys need.
I like it. So among the court, among the serving staff and some of the minor noble relatives, you find a bunch of people who are willing to stage a rescue operation, a heist.
One was a criminal, and the other one I seduced.
I like it.
The drinking was just for fun, I guess. Drinking psyched me up for the seduction.
Cool. So let's see. What kind of stats are we talking about here?
They're all just regulars, so I guess it's mostly boars, right? We're still working with that?
Yeah, let's just say for the sake of argument, they're all boars.
And one's a criminal, so one has to have a criminal type career. The other one, the seduction one, doesn't matter. There's no real seduction.
That could be anything.
Yeah. Hey, what was his wife?
What is a factory? His wife was also a boar.
Yeah. But I mean, what's her career?
But what is her? I guess she would be nobility.
I guess technically I can't seduce her. She's probably not a typical.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I like that, but also that would be giving you a lot of narrative and political sway. If you've got her on your team, you could make edicts and stuff. So yeah, we'll say it's not.
How about this? How about this? Could I make a separate role to seduce her, and if it works, she's that one, and if not, devil's bargain, I just get rid of that one altogether.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, let's do a separate role. I will say that she's not you can't bring her into battle, and you can't have her do anything.
Oh yeah, no, but she, as you said, political sway, right?
Yeah.
My dear, I seem to have forgotten something back at the keep, or something. She has other moves.
Exactly.
What is the role to seduce?
Probably will and presence and whatever bonus you get for seduction.
Is this an opposed role? Do you resist?
I probably
seduction?
Should be, right?
You probably do resist. I don't.
Probably do. Let me see what that would
be.
What
I usually do, I usually don't make something in opposition unless a player is jumping up and down screaming, I would never do this. So usually the general rules are 1 success for something anyone could do, 2 successes for something only someone appropriate could do, and 3 successes for something only a master could do. So how easy is it to seduce this woman? I'm assuming at least 2, probably 3.
Could I use my nobility to aid in my seduction?
If she's impressed by nobles, yes. If she's impressed by criminals, you can use streetwise.
Is she impressed by it? Does she like a bad
boy? Definitely. She probably gets a lot of nobility in her day-to-day life. So yeah, you could use streetwise.
Right. Do you have etiquette?
No, I'm a bad boy.
Bad boys don't use etiquette.
When you come to seduce her, it's kind of like, why would I go out with you, a commoner? Did I mention I have noble blood? Oh,
well, apparently she's not impressed by nobility. That's what I'm hearing, but she likes the bad boys.
Fast talk applies if you only want to seduce her for 5 minutes.
No, I need her for whatever long you guys need her
for. I'm just like...
I mean, could I do this over some drinks?
If you can get her drunk.
We can do this retroactively and say that you began this seduction last night during the party. That could work.
Oh yeah, giving eyes across the table.
So yeah, I'd give you that.
Right. So yeah, you had alcohol was flowing freely. You don't actually have diplomacy, do you?
No, that's a future. That's a future buy. So I'm good at all negotiations, but right now I'm only good at the. Hey, look over there, but I'm able to.
Okay, yeah. So you got carousing, nobility, but no etiquette.
Not nobility, streetwise. Again, she's not impressed by nobles. She's impressed by the criminal element.
Streetwise, and you've got seduction.
Yep.
So
I think that's going to be it.
We're going to say 2.
Well, I've got 3.
Nice. Okay, then yes. You caught her eye, and even though she is frightened by the wrath of her terrible husband, she's also desperate for something new and exciting because she's sick of this shitty mountain town and the cold castle. So she's picking up whatever flirtations Adris is putting down.
Oh yeah, no, I'm giving stories about my adventures thus far, and I'm, throwing a little innuendo in every sentence and tossing her eyes. But like over the Baron's shoulder at the same time, so it's like a little dangerous.
Oh, I love it. Luckily, the Baron is stupid drunk at that point and completely unaware that anything is going on. Okay, so yeah, and we'll say that she I don't know, maybe she corners you in the hallway at one point and says it's cruel what you've done to me, flirting such to a married woman, no less. Yeah, I guess basically we don't need to role play a tryst here. I just want to know what the conditions are for, like, what is it that how do you convince her to help you? What kind of stuff do you plan to have her do for you?
Hold on, I got to do this side now. Well, now I know how those bed sheets got soiled.
Ugh.
Well, yeah, you had to barge into the room to get them, so I mean, you would have known.
Oh
man, look at
this
trail of clothes.
After like the second hour, Anushka is already a jaded servant bitching about nobles.
Rafferty would be jaded about it. I think Anushka would giggle and be amused.
Of course. Okay. So yeah, anyway, the Baroness tells you that if her husband found out, that he would surely have you tortured and then killed. But also the notion seems to delight her in some way. She says, we can never do this again. But you are able to say, like, again, you seduced her. You're able to say that, like, that you could use her help, and that, she seems willing.
I mean, obviously,
to
I'm one forbidden fruit. Like,
exactly.
It'd be both of our heads, but at the same time, I'm more than willing, obviously, and at the same time, it makes a fool of her husband, which she's got to be down for.
That's the vibe that you're getting for sure. And to that end, the excitement of it all, she's more than willing to help you out in any way she can. That wouldn't be obviously betraying anyone or betraying her husband in an obvious way. But like, yeah, willing to work with you.
Yeah, like we said, she's got other moves. She doesn't have to. Oh no, I opened fire on my husband. It's like, no. Oh dearie, I think I forgot something back at the encampment, or she can distract and reposition pieces without anything seeming to be amiss.